2023 is coming to an end, and what a year it's been. And we always end the year on my channel here by celebrating the best synths and music tech of the year.
Welcome to BoBeats Best Synths and Music Gear Award Show.
Today's award show is not just about highlighting great instruments, but it's also a chance for us to unite online synth and music tech creator community and geek out about the gear we spend so much time with. And to help me celebrate, I've invited a bunch of friends to share their favorite gear of the year, and make sure that you leave a comment who I should invite next year. Not just big channels. Try and come up with some smaller, unknown channels that I can invite for next year's award show.
Hello, Bo. Hello, everybody. Gaz Williams here.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiger Arcade.
Robots Are Red here.
Hey, I'm JohnnyBGood.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eliana.
Hi, this is Miles Away.
What's up, everyone? This is Joey Response.
Hello, everyone. I'm Manager.
Hi, BoBeat friends. I'm Miles Kundra.
What's up? My name is Gabe Miller.
Hello, my name is Jorb.
Alex of Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel here.
Hello, Ali here, aka The Unperson.
Welcome, guys. This is AABattery.
Hi, it's Decimal.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for having me.
And as always, a big thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring this year's award show. If you want to release your music on Tidal, Apple Music or Spotify, then DistroKid is an affordable and quick way to get your music online. It's about $22 a year, and for that you get unlimited music uploads. So what are you waiting for? Go and check out DistroKid using my link in the description, and you will get a discount, and you also support the channel and future award shows like this. Now, let's recap last year's winners. Best budget-friendly synth was the East Beast from Crate Audio. Best MIDI keyboard was awarded to the Arturia Minilab Mark III. Newcomer of the Year award went to the PWM Malevolent. Best hardware effects went to Chase Bliss Generation Loss Mark II. Best drum machine of the year went to the impressive Erica Synths Percons. Best Eurorack module was awarded to Making Sound Machine's StolperBeats, Make Noise XPO, and Bastel Pizza Oscillator. Best hardware update went to the SP404 Mark II.
And Best Groovebox was awarded to the Polyam Play.
And Best Synth under $1,000 was awarded to the Arturia Mini Freak. And Best Synthesizer over $1,000, the Flagship Synthesizer of the Year award went to the OB-X8.
Best Hardware Effects Unit.
There has been many hardware effects units coming out this year, and it was hard picking a winner in this category. I mean, do we go with something super hyped up like the Chroma console, or something lo-fi and vibey like the Chase Bliss Lossy? In the end, we settled for something that is perhaps less adventurous, a bit more safe, but also something that we think a lot of people will have use for. This year's winner of Best Hardware Effect goes to Mercury X from Meris.
Hey, I'm JohnnyBGood. And today I'm celebrating my favorite pedal of 2023, the Mercury X from Meris. Now, I own a few other reverb pedals, but this is the one I'm consistently reaching for every time I need something spacey and washy. My favorite thing to do with this pedal is to find a good plucky sound in the OP1 and give it some reverb with a subtle octave up, like this. What makes this pedal so special is it has a built-in preamp where you can choose different types of saturation. It sounds really good with any kind of synth bass. This thing is just an inspiration machine for me. I think it's a very special thing when you find that one piece of musical gear that inspires you every time you fire it up. Bo, thank you so much for having me. You're a king among men. Back to you, my friend.
Budget Synthesizer of the Year.
There has been quite a few budget-friendly synths this year, but one stands out because of its combination of complex sound sculpting, small form factor, built-in battery, and overall portability. This year's winner of Best Budget Synthesizer goes to the Roland Compact S1.
I'm the biggest Roland fan, but you know that it's not easy. It's now all about the cloud, and Sandcore's kinda sleazy. But this one synth I should mention that slipped the bean counter's attention. The S1's really fun, maybe the best synth since 1991.
Another brand that makes affordable gear and often goes kind of under the radar is Stylophone, and here to talk about his favorite budget synth of 2023 is Tiger Arcade.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiger Arcade, and today I find myself out in the wilderness of Wyoming. And I've met some cold, brisk air to reflect on the year 2023, my favorite gear, my favorite beats. So, to give you my choice, it would definitely have to be the red beet for making some delicious borscht. But if we're not talking about vegetables, my favorite beat would have to be the Stylophone beat. So what is the Stylophone beat? It has 4 different drum kits that you can play simultaneously along with a monophonic bass synthesizer. The drum kits offer 12 different sounds, and you can actually record patterns on here, save them temporarily. You can transpose. It's got cool little step repeaters and a filter. This thing's loads of fun. You can take it portable with you. It's got a speaker or plug it in with the headphone jack. And guys, it's only $40. Thanks again, Bo, for having me on here. Check out my channel when y'all get a chance, and happy holidays.
Something that's also very budget-friendly is using what you already have to make music, and my next guest is here to talk about how not everything has to be new and shiny to be inspiring.
Hello everybody, I'm Eliana, and I want to show you my pick for Synth of the Year. And yes, I'm actually showing you a Nintendo DS. So we're actually going to use a piece of software for this called Nitro Tracker. You get a total of up to 16 channels of polyphony at one time on a Nintendo DS, which is already crazy enough as it is, because you can spend way more for much less polyphony. What I love so much about this is it's kind of like going back to the old Amiga days, like many of these guys on YouTube doing their Amiga Jungle and stuff like that. We can kind of do our own version of that with Nitro Tracker. Of course, you're definitely going to be limited when it comes to RAM, so you're going to have to be very smart about what kind of samples you load into it, and it may be worth spending some time beforehand really thinking about what sort of sounds you want to add. So one really cool thing that the DS has is the ability to use a stylus, which means we get touchscreen, and we can use our bumper keys to switch between orientations of our screen. Not to mention it's extremely small and lightweight, and I can pretty much pack it away, and it doesn't take up any space. And worst case, if it gets stolen, you're not out like $800 for a piece of kit, which is really nice. So finally, one of my favorite things about using trackers is that they're focused almost entirely on composition, rather than focusing so much on sound design. It's not to say that there aren't trackers that allow you to have a lot of control over sound design, up to and including different VSTs, but when we think about old school trackers in particular, you are focused more on macros and sample editing and sound selection, and sort of getting the most you can out of the sources that you have. So if you're like me and you don't have a ton of money, I definitely would look into maybe getting a DS or a 3DS secondhand. Get yourself a homebrew cartridge and you'll be set to go. Anyway, so I would like to give a special thanks to BoBeats for allowing me to have a feature on his channel. Big ups, bruv. Thank you.
Over the last 10 years or so, synthesizers have become more popular, and budget synthesizers are becoming more common. But the best way to save a buck is simply holding off from buying anything at all. And here to talk about using what you already have is my friend Miles.
Hi BoBeat friends, I'm Miles Kundra, and I actually don't buy that much gear, thanks to this gas immunizer here that I drink every day. Ah, delicious. I don't need anything new in my setup anymore. So, as I don't have a new synth from 2023, I wanted to spark some light on a synthesizer that is often overlooked, but an awesome companion for a live setup, which is the Moog Subsequent 25. For me, the Moog Sub 25 is the perfect symbiosis of the Moog Sub 37 and the Sub Fatty, which both are great synthesizers. And the Sub 25 now combines a lot from these into one box that remains compact and portable, something that is key if you want to take your gear to the stage. And in a live performance scenario, the Sub 25 really shines. The 2-octave keyboard is great for playing synth lines live, the immediate ADSR and filter controls add a lot of performance options, and the oscillators plus the duophonic mode are just a ton of fun to play around with. I don't want to miss this beauty in my setup anymore, and I'm really looking forward to playing more live sets with it soon. Big thanks again, Bo, for having me. I will now have another sip from the gas immunizer to not buy any new gear from 2023, and wish you all a great rest of the show. See you soon and stay creative.
Best synthesizer under €1,000.
On this here award show, we often award the best synth under $1,000 to a standard synth, something that most people can use, a good bang for buck synthesizer, something polyphonic usually. But this year we wanted to go a slightly different route. We wanted to award the best synth under $1,000 to a synthesizer that is a little bit more daring, that's doing something a little bit different in combining both East Coast and West Coast style synthesis. So this year's winner of best synth under $1,000 goes to the Pittsburgh Modular Taiga. And here to talk about the Taiga is the best Gen Z synth YouTuber on the platform, my spiritual son, who will take up my mantle once I'm too old for all of this, and the best man bun of the year, my friend Yorb.
Hello, my name's Jorb. I love gear, and thank you, Bob, for the introduction. I'm sure it had nothing to do with me being young and full of life, and was just about how excited you are to hear about my favorite synth of the year. And you know what? If my whole invite was predicated on bringing the guest's average age down by about a decade, why don't I introduce my favorite synth of the year, like the Gen Z Rizzler that you think I am? When I look back at all the lit AF synths this year, one stands out as truly goated with the sauce. I don't think I can do it. I definitely can't do it. My pick this year is the Pittsburgh Modular Taiga. If you start with the architecture of a traditional 3-oscillator subtractor synthesizer, I'm oversimplifying it, but you've got oscillators, then a filter, then a VCA. The Taiga version of each of those components is really unique and really, really bold. The oscillators each have their own wave folder and a bunch of non-traditional waveforms to start with. The filter is Pittsburgh's own unique design. You can get a ton of resonance and not lose any bass. And then, in place of the VCA, is a dynamics controller. It's a sort of a voltage-controllable low-pass gate. Plus, all the utilities are really clever, and the patch points and Eurorack mountability make it even more flexible. So it's East Coast, it's West Coast, it's both, it's neither. Whatever you see it as, I'm excited companies are coming out with instruments this bold. And that's it. The Taiga is my pick. That's all I've got. Thank you again, Bo. You're a good dude, no cap. And you, oh viewer, buckle up, because I'm sure the rest of the video will be straight bussin'.
Best hardware update.
This year we've seen a lot of great hardware updates. The analog rhythm gets an honorable mention because not only does the update work for the newer Mark II units, but also for the now 10-year-old analog rhythm. Talk about supporting your gear over time. But the winner of Best Hardware Update of 2023 goes to a company that has done something which we rarely see. They have opened up their firmware and made it open source. And just a few days ago, their first major open source firmware landed, and it brings a ton of new features to this year's winner of Best Hardware Update, the Synthstrom Deluge. And the update adds so many new things, for example, automation view, drum keyboard view, grid session view, master compressor, stereo chorus effect, and grain effect. So a big congratulations to Synthstrom and their community for continuing to providing excellent updates. Another interesting open source project is Synthian, and here to talk more about it is my friend Alex from the Floyd Steinberg YouTube channel.
Thank you very much, Bo. And for me, one of my personal highlights in 2023 was Synthian version 5, which was a considerable upgrade compared to the predecessor. So my award for the best open source hardware synthesizer upgrade goes to Synthian. And if you don't know what Synthian is or does, let's take a look together.
Synthian is a Raspberry Pi based hardware host for plugin synths, samplers and effects, the best comparison being Archive's MPC-1 perhaps. There are 16 tracks and each track can contain as many plugins as needed. I'll create a short piece of music so you can get an idea of the workflow. Starting on the mixer screen, I select an 808 drum machine from the vast library of plugins. Pressing the step button, I then go to the piano roll editor where I can place the beats on the touch screen. Using the 4 encoders on the right, I can easily tweak synth parameters, for example my bass line here. Of course, you can also record live as shown with this e-piano. Plugging a guitar into the audio in, I can use a virtual pedal board to get a suitable guitar tone. After recording synth, instruments and vocals, all MIDI and audio clips can be listed in a grid and triggered manually. Here's the result.
Yeah, and the best thing here is, if you don't want to buy the official hardware, you can always build this yourself, due to its open source nature. Thanks everyone, and I hope you have a good new year. Bye bye.
Another brand that we bring up pretty much every single year because they keep giving us great updates is Arturia. And here to talk about his favorite update of the year is Gabe Miller.
Thanks, Bo. What's up? My name is Gabe Miller, and my pick for the best update of the year goes to, drumroll please, the Arturia Microfreak. This update allows users to load their own samples onto the Microfreak and play them across the keyboard. And this is cool on a number of levels. First of all, it's just useful to be able to play whatever sound you want on the Microfreak, and it was a nice surprise. At level 2, sounds can function more like complex oscillators that can get shaped by things like portamento and filters. At level 3, you can start to use the also newly added granular features, which allow you to make things like pretty, textured, but kind of odd-sounding pads. Here's that pad in the context of a mix. Or, of course, you could also take the opportunity to cook up the most obnoxious sounds ever created by humans. Since giving you the ability to have a grand old time creating obnoxious sounds is kind of the Microfreak's bread and butter, giving more customizability to that, and also the ability to play something that's a bit more traditional, is pretty nice. And that's why it's my update of the year. Back to you, Bo.
Best Sampler or Groovebox of the Year.
This category is my personal favorite. I'm a big Groovebox and sampler guy, and this award was very difficult this year because we really wanted to pick something affordable, because while there's been many great Grooveboxes and samplers this year, they have all been quite expensive. So when the Teenage Engineering KO2 came out and it was only $300, it felt like a winner. It can sample, it has polyphonic sample playback, which is super rare at $300, and it's a blast to play with. However, given the amount of people who have received broken KO2s, we chose to split the award between Teenage Engineering and another brand. One affordable piece of gear and one more expensive. And Teenage Engineering definitely got some work to do on the quality control side of things, whether it's the box being too weak to protect the gear or some other issue. And in the middle of all the hype about the KO2, as well as people receiving broken units, I started to wonder who would be a great guest to invite to talk about the KO2, the good and the bad. Well, who would be a better guest than the creator who first started making videos about Fadergate? Here is Decimal.
Hi, it's Decimal, and 2023 has been a ridiculous year for gear, but nothing quite compares to the hype around the EP133 KO2 by Teenage Engineering. As someone who loves pocket operators, I have a love-hate relationship with the KO2. If the fader decides to work, it is a great way to modulate track level, effects, pitch, and more. Since it's battery powered and has a speaker that sometimes works, it is a great Groovebox to jam on the go. I know Roberto loves jamming on it, and I take his opinion very seriously. Even though I really do like the KO2, the constant troubleshooting and the number of times I have to perform surgery on a new piece of gear is watering down the overall experience. Problems aside, I love the workflow. I find it really easy to start jamming, and I cranked out this nasty drum and bass beat in just a few minutes. I enjoy what this box can do, but is it worth the pain I have to go through to constantly fix this device? Come on TE, I am not a beta tester, so please test your stuff before you ship it out. Thanks for having me, Bo, and back to you.
Like I said earlier, we chose to split the award between Teenage Engineering KO2 and another piece of gear, and the second winner of Best Groovebox Sampler Workstation is the Push 3 Standalone. And here to talk more about it is Blush Response.
What's up everyone, this is Joey Blush Response, and I'm talking about my favorite piece of gear for the year, which is Ableton Push 3. Push 3 is so powerful, and it has completely changed the way I work in my studio. Everything about it is just cool, from the extremely powerful synth engines with FM, analog, wavetable, physical modeling, drum synthesis, granular sampling, the max for live expandability, the fully featured MIDI sequencing, the CV outputs, the MPE control surface. It's just so powerful, and I use it for everything these days. You'll see in this jam video, it's controlling literally everything. All the synths, my modular, it's providing the drums. It's just so powerful as an effects processor, as a sampler. It's really amazing. And if you think about the price, for 2,000 bucks, what else can you get that does that much? Even just as a synthesizer, you have every type of synthesis layerable. You have the max for live expandability. It's just so powerful. Check it out.
Oh, hi, Midlife. Yeah, I just wanted to ask if you wanted to be in the best of this year, you know, the big award show. Not summer, Midlife, not summer of, hello.
Hi everybody, and thank you Bo for inviting me to this year's Summer of Synths. I'm really excited to share with you a unique system that I've developed so you can learn and master the Octatrack in under 10 minutes for life. Now, the first step is, Hi. Yeah, hi Bo, just doing the Summer of Synths video. What? Synth Awards. Oh. Hi everybody, and thank you Bo for inviting me to be a part of this year's Synth Awards. My favorite piece of gear that came out in 2023 has to be, by far, the MPC X SE. The original X was already my favorite MPC with all its knobs, buttons, multiple MIDI and audio ins and outs, and the special edition just took that same form factor and added in more RAM, more internal storage, and loaded it up with a bunch of the newest Akai plugins that were introduced with the MPC keys. Also, if I'm being completely honest, having that old school color palette on the X was just too much for me to resist. The reason that I'm picking the X SE over all of the other amazing machines that came out this year is mainly that, since it got here, it's become the heart and soul of my studio and my workflow. I can sequence and record my external synths without needing to add an external audio interface. I can start creating music quickly with the internal plugins like Fabric and Stage Piano. I can mangle samples, easy chop them, and improvise with them live with plugins like the Flex Beat. The 16 knobs and their corresponding LED screens make using the software a breeze, and it's just crazy how quickly I can edit and navigate both my tracks and my plugins. Most importantly, I use it completely standalone without ever needing to hook it up to a computer, and it just gets the job done. The MPC X SE stole my heart this year, and it's been responsible for me not only pumping out more tracks, but just having way more fun while doing so. And just to make it official, I saved this very special moment for this very special occasion. Thanks again for having me, Bo, and thank all of you for watching. Here's wishing you an amazing new gear year in 2024. See you soon.
Best Newcomer of the Year.
When newcomers in the synth and music tech space set out to make their first product, they usually make a standard synth, a drum machine, or maybe a Eurorack oscillator. But this year's newcomer said, screw it, we're gonna make a tiny portable workstation that does all of it. So this year's newcomer award goes to the Groovebox, or Groovebox.
Welcome guys, this is AABattery. On my channel I focus on getting the most out of small synthesizer setups, and this year has been really great for that. One piece of gear I want to showcase is the Groovebox, made in Australia by a small company named Pocket Animal Audio. Not only does it look like a certain teenage engineering product, when it comes to features it is like a best of pocket operators and also the OPZ, but goes even beyond those in some places. It is ticking a lot of tiny boxes. For example, you have tons of synth engines and algorithms, sampling, mastering, effects, line in, MIDI and sync out. The sequencing is really generous. You can save 16 songs with 16 tracks that each have 16 independent patterns that can be chained and prepared for live and song mode. The chord track can play the central role of a song. Depending on your settings, other instruments will follow this chord structure. As you can see and hear, the Groovebox is quite a capable little groovebox with a moderate learning curve, especially for its size and price. With ongoing support and software improvements, it has the potential to become a gadget music classic. Thanks a lot BoBeats for inviting me on the show, and keep making lots of noise.
The Groovebox isn't only newcomer this year, and my next guest want to show you something new and quite exciting. Here is the synth dad that we all wish we had, the wildest synth YouTuber out there, and the best beard of the year, Gaz Williams.
Hello Bo, hello everybody, Gaz Williams here, and thank you so much for asking me for my pick of the year, and I have chosen the Play Fader from Play All Day. This is a 2-channel CV recorder, CV and gate recorder, that with a combination of these buttons here we can record notes, or we could record CV values for adjusting parameters, ostensibly for Eurorack, but you could use it with any synth or device that has CV and gate inputs on there. I do think that there will be MIDI functionality coming along. This is a prototype, but they will be shipping from January. I think they're also going to be available in black. I'm not sure exactly what colours will be available. I rather like the yellow, but it will definitely be available in black. But you have to learn a bunch of combos of these big chunky buttons, and then when you do, it opens up quite a new way of interacting with melodies and the like with my Eurorack system. So I think without any further ado, let's jump in and see what this thing is all about. I got one voice playing on this channel, another voice playing on this channel. So there we go. The Play Fader is my pick of the year. So I think when these things come out, they will sell like hotcakes. I think they're brilliant. So yeah, thanks again for asking me.
Best Keyboard Controller of the Year.
The winner in this particular category is technically a synthesizer, but it's definitely most known for its innovative new keyboard technology. And when I say innovative, it's not an exaggeration. I'm of course talking about the long-awaited Osmos from Expressive E. And here to talk more about it is my friend Miles Away.
Thanks for having me, Bo. Hi, this is Miles Away. So for me this year, my favorite MIDI controller and overall favorite piece of gear has to be the Expressive E Osmos. Growing up playing in bands before discovering sequenced music later on in life, I still find to this day that my best musical ideas come when I play things in live with as much expression as possible. So for me personally, all of the brand new gestures that Osmos allows you to do are an absolute game changer. Even just being able to wiggle each key separately for pitch bend has unlocked some totally new creativity within me. But I think my favorite thing about Osmos is how seamlessly it integrates with and improves existing gear I own as an MPE controller. It's an amazing feeling plugging Osmos into an existing synth you own and having a totally new playing experience. Alright, keep on making music, everybody, and thanks again for having me, Bo.
Best Eurorack Modules of the Year.
There is so much going on in the world of Eurorack that picking one winner feels almost impossible. There are so many great modules coming out every single year across different categories, from oscillators to effects to modulation to utility. So therefore, I've invited a couple of creators to show us their favorite modules of the year.
Hi Bob, thanks for having me. My name's Milo Melodies, and my pick of the year for you filthy swabs is Intelligel's Seal Eggs. Seal Eggs is a stereo delay module for Eurorack synthesizers, and it's got a really all-character vibe to it. It has 3 modes, tape, digi, and BBD, each which have different characters, colors, and personalities. It's a DSP delay. It's designed to be very sort of hands-on, and it's designed to make things go gorgeous and foamy. If that's your bag, you can even add crackle and noise and turn everything into a washy fluff, or you can get more clean, traditional digital delays. Got feedback control, its own internal modulation with wow and flutter, and you can modulate pretty much all of these faders. It's pretty cool. I like it for its sort of hands-oniness, its just ease of use, and its out-of-the-box character. It doesn't have like a feedback loop and all these other sorts of things where you can involve with the modules. It's more about just getting a really nice sound in the module. Also, I think worth highlighting, it has a nice drive built in. And then just swamp it in oceans of swampy sea foam, as is your wont at this time of year. Time to get lost in the dark, crusty oceans of wonky, acidic waters. Anyway, Merry Christmas. And please subscribe to Milo Melodies if you'd like more insanity of this nature. Seal eggs. It's ace.
Next up, I want to welcome a smaller creator in the Eurorack space, but one that I think has a bright future ahead.
Robots are Red here, and this is the Axie Choral. Now, the Axie Choral is an 8-voice, multi-timbral, multi-part synthesizer. There are 10 different synth modes, from full voice East Coast synths to strings or resonators to wavetables to FM synthesis to drum hits to a wave player. You can mix and match different voices into any MIDI channel and also control parts of it with CV and volt per octave tracking. This module is a full voice synthesizer similar to having 8 plats in one. It has an onboard low pass filter, chorus, space reverb, panning, and level controls for each voice. Use it as a lead synthesizer, a bass line, drums, samples, or all of the above. It's a full-on Groovebox in just 14 HP. This module is great for small cases as the powerhouse voice of the system. It also fits well in larger systems to accommodate any voices to add to your patch. Now it has a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it'll surely be a staple of your system, the Oxycoral. And thank you to Bo for inviting me to take part in this video. Have a Happy New Year, everyone.
My next guest is here to talk about a company that has put out several new and interesting modules this year, Maelstrom.
Hello everyone, I'm Manatrail. And for me, the most exciting thing about modular is exploring creative signal flow. For that reason, my choice goes to Archon from Maelstrom. It's a clever utility module with 2 channels that can each tackle basics like gain, mix, attenuate, invert and add offset, but also clip, wave shape, polarize, ring mod and function as a VCA. My favorite thing though is to feed a channel a few simple sources and create beautiful dynamic modulation. For example, here, 3 inputs are used to modulate a filter. There's an envelope, an LFO polarizing the envelope, and a double time envelope. The module makes it easy to sculpt the modulation in depth. And here's an example with a gated envelope. A sine wave LFO and a 3-step sequence. This creates lovely organic movement. That's it from me. Thanks for having me, Bo, and I wish everybody a great time.
Here to present the last best Eurorack module of the year is a smaller creator that has been making videos for quite some time now, and you definitely should go and check them out. I welcome the guest with the best Christmas decorations and also the best accent of the show. Here is the Unperson.
Hello, Ali here, aka The Unperson, and my favourite piece of Eurorack gear from 2023 is undoubtedly the Night Rider from RYK Modular. Night Rider is a stereo multi-mode filter with 4 filters and a sequencer. Each of the 4 rows of lights here represents one of the 4 filters, and we can independently tune the frequency of each filter. Let's bring in some resonance. We can also set the level and the panning of each filter, and once you have a sound that you're happy with, you can move the entire thing up and down. And this configuration here is now one stage of a 6-stage sequence, and we can move through the different stages with these buttons. Or alternatively, we could use an external clock. We also have this slew control. And there's so much more to explore in this module, including different filter types, Car Plus Strong, and even some kind of crazy delay stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed my brief look at the Night Rider. Thank you, Bo, for having me, and I hope you all have a lovely Christmas.
Flagship Synthesizer of the Year.
Best Synthesizer over $1,000 is a category about flagship synthesizers, synths that truly impress us not just with their price tag, but also with the sound and the sound shaping capabilities that they got. And this year's winner of Best Synth over $1,000 goes to Groove Synthesis and their third wave.
Hello, Merry Christmas. I'm Alex Ball, and I'm going to tell you my favourite synth of 2023, which is the third wave from Groove Synthesis. Now, what I love about this instrument is it's a polysynth that does lots of things, but that is a doddle to use because it's got this lovely panel with lots of controls right there to get your hands on. Now, whilst it can do virtual analog very well, at its core, it's actually a wavetable synth, and it's got all these modern wavetables in it, and you can make your own. And when I did a demo on it, I made sure to try that out, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love that this synth is, whilst it's expensive, it gives you a lot of things, but it doesn't give you too much. It's not confused or convoluted. It's like, this is a really great instrument that does an area of things absolutely marvellously well. So that is why it's my pick of best synth of 2023.
So that was 2023 and the Best Synths and Music Gear Award Show. Thank you so much to all the guests. Thank you to you, the viewer, for watching and supporting. And thank you to DistroKid for sponsoring today's video. If you want to go and check them out, use my link in the description. And I hope to see you in the next video, which might be this year, might be next year, who knows. Talk to you all later.